This episode is brought to you by HelloFresh. For $30 off your first week of HelloFresh, visit HelloFresh.com and enter Babes30 at checkout.
This is Liz.
This is Jade.
And I'm Carly. And you're listening to
Babes and Babies.
I know, last night we're like, is it just like a audio delay that we're hearing Carly later? And maybe we just really can't get that down.
I feel like you guys are probably just looking at each other and saying at the same time, and here I am just imagining your lips moving.
So it
Just waiting.
Really just wait till we're all three in different locations.
Waiting for my entrance.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, so welcome back to the Babes and Babies podcast. Today we have a very special guest, my sister, Koryn Rigotti. She's going to be sharing a lot of awesome things with us, and we're going to be asking her loads of questions.
Yeah, especially because Carly and I are just going to be, well, I'm a new mom and you're a new mom to be. We don't have a lot of advice to really give right now, so it's fun to always have a guest who's been a mom and has had lots of experiences. So
And lots of babies.
Lots of babies.
Do you want to say hi?
Hi.
Hey, guys.
I think that we have a little game to start out.
Yeah, so I thought it'd be fun to play Would You Rather Mom Edition. So I went on the internet this morning and found some fun stuff. All right, I'm just going to throw out question number 1.
Go for it.
Would you rather drink your child's backwash or eat their chewed food?
Koryn?
See, I've experienced both of these, like seeing them happen. So, I think I'd go for the drinking because at least you can just chug it down really quick and be done. When I see them spit out that chewed food, no thank you.
Yeah, at least backwash, there's still water. It's not just pure spit.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
But
not
you
like
guys, I have a spit phobia. Like, remember in 4th grade, I saw spit and I threw up when we were doing the Clean City-a-thon. So, like, I think I'd rather eat their chewed food.
I think I'd rather eat their chewed food, too.
Yeah.
well, you're with that. Then you could just like chug down water really quick after. You could just like swallow it quick and chug down water. So I guess that would maybe work. But I don't know. I think I'm with Jade. I think I would just rather do the
50-50, guys.
Yeah.
They both sound gross.
Disgusting.
Okay, would you rather have engorged breasts for 2 weeks or sneeze and pee your pants in public?
I've already sneezed and peed my pants in public, and I don't even have kids. So. Like, maybe not full-on pee, where I'm like, wow, way too much urine just came out with that sneeze, and I had to, like, go stuff toilet paper down there.
I've actually peed my pants in public when I was pregnant and told the sales associate, because I was talking to her, and I was like, oh, God, I just peed my pants. And I was like, is there a bathroom in here? And she looked at me like I was legit crazy. And I'm like, oh, she's probably never been pregnant. She doesn't understand. She's like, who is this lady telling me that she just, like, because it was, like, trickling down my leg. I needed to leave. I was in a dress. So since I've already been over that embarrassment, I'd probably, because engorged breasts hurt like no other. I'd rather just pee. No. I'd rather just sneeze and pee myself.
Yeah, I would sneeze and pee myself because I don't care what anybody thinks about me. So I'd be like, what? I just peed myself. I just need to go change. It's fine. But to be hurting for 2 weeks, no thank you.
Gosh, if I could have engorged breasts without the hurt, I would choose that.
Well, yeah, I mean, they look nice. Don't get me wrong. They look great when they're engorged. They just are very painful.
Oh, man, these are hard, Jade.
That's they're supposed to be there. Would you rather's?
I mean,
it's like you really don't want to pick one.
Yeah, like I don't want to be in pain. That's only like a momentary thing.
Yeah,
like, is the paparazzi there? Like, right? Are people taking photos? Is it running down your leg? Is there a pool under you? There's lots of questions. I have follow-up questions I have about this.
Carly Waddell pees herself in public.
I mean,
weekly.
I can see it now. Slow news day. Slow news day. I posted a photo of my stomach the other day, and Us Weekly said, Carly Waddell posts a photo, or her something about my stomach being huge, or huge belly photo, or something. And I was like, oh gosh,
you're not
so
even that
mean.
big. You're like such a petite pregnant lady.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but not to Us Weekly. No,
Your belly's
they think
very
I'm
adorable.
Huge.
Red.
Oh, gosh.
Red.
Again, slow news day.
Okay. Would you rather have lice go through your whole house
Oh.
or have the stomach flu go through your whole house?
Oh.
That is tough because lice takes forever to get rid of. So even though like nobody's hurting and like everybody's healthy, but like it's such a time commitment to get rid of that beast.
You have to burn your house down.
Yeah,
and
like
start
you pretty
over.
much have to burn everything.
That's like fleas.
Yeah, but then
It makes
the thought
I'm getting
of like
itchy.
but
Just
the,
thinking.
yes, but the thought of everybody puking, like when I have 4 kids and the thought of it going through everybody and everybody just puking for like 2 weeks, that sounds pretty bad too.
And you know those
Wait,
kids
is
aren't
the
going to
flu-
clean up their own bathroom. It's going to be you.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure, I know this is like so gross. I think I would still choose lice because at least everybody's healthy and we can just like burn everything down and we'll get rid of it eventually.
Right.
Oh, gosh.
Burn the house down.
Burn it down.
I don't know. I hate like the thought of my kids being sick. That's sad. So I think I'd rather them have lice.
Sorry about it, kids.
Sorry.
Ugh. It just gives me the heebie-jeebies thinking out little
Yeah.
bugs and
neither are good choices.
no.
Okay,
I think I would go with stomach flu because then I could be like, hey, Evan, like, you go clean the bathrooms. But I know that, like, he wouldn't take the proper steps to kill all of the lice. There's no way. I would be doing the laundry and I would be vacuuming and I would be doing this. At least I could order him to clean his, like, the bathroom, I think. Maybe. Possibly.
Possibly.
True. I don't think it would be very clean, but it would sort of be clean.
It could be
Speaking
more of a
of,
team
we
effort.
told his oldest child to clean his bathroom the other day. Let's see, this was Friday night, and he just sent Evan a text this morning at school saying, I just got this text from you, Dad. I was like, that is the biggest bunch of BS I've ever heard.
Oh, Dad, I just saw your text telling me to clean my bathroom.
This whole weekend, the text didn't come through. But miraculously, when you're at school, oh my God, I just can't get around to that bathroom cleaning right now. Oh, man. Teenagers.
That's funny.
Jade, what would you rather have?
I would probably say lice too, even though it's like really grossing me out right now. Just because if everybody's sick, that means like Tanner's sick, I'm sick,
Yeah.
the
like,
baby's sick.
I think of everybody crapping their pants and puking, and it's like, who's going to clean it up?
Yeah.
But I'm already OCD.
I'll send Evan. I'm just kidding.
Right, exactly. See, I would take the stomach flu because I only have me to clean up after. So I don't have kids and I don't mind a good flu. So
I call it my cleanse.
Yeah.
Really cool.
I'm like, oh, I'm all
then you
cleaned
get
out. I can
skinny.
start new. Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Everybody, let's lose 5 pounds together.
Right. Family, we're just cleansing right now. It's not a big deal.
Okay. Would you rather have a kid with perpetually bad breath or perpetually bad farts?
Bad farts.
Bad farts.
Liz answered way too fast.
What if you're like stuck in the car for hours and this kid is just farting?
I'm used to my own, which are really horrible. So
You're just like, yep, that's my kid.
yeah, I'll be
No,
like,
because
I
I feel
deserve
like-
it.
If you would be the kid at school with bad breath, but not necessarily would you be the kid at school with bad farts because no one really knows. Well, sometimes you know who farted, but not always.
You know, you can escape it. You can crop dust it. You can get rid of
Right.
it.
Teach your kid
Liz
to crop
knows,
dust like a
apparently.
pro.
Yeah, I know. I have experience in this. There's a lot you can do so you don't get the blame.
Just travel with a little fan.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm just really hot all the time.
Right.
I would definitely go for the farts because, I feel when I think of like halitosis, that poor kid, like, they're going to get like made fun of. How do you,
Yeah.
you can, gum only works so long if you've got that going on. It's not going to mask
And sometimes
that.
at school
But
they
everybody
don't allow
farts.
gum.
Everybody farts, everybody's
Yeah, they
gas,
don't.
everybody poops, so it's like natural. So even though it would be gross, it's still a natural function. So it's like, it's not like, ooh, you have farts. Well, so do you. I just fart more than you. But if it's bad breath, it's like, ooh, like your breath is nasty. Brush your teeth, and then they're going to get made fun of.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd like to take a break for a second and talk to you about one of our wonderful partners, FabFitFun. FabFitFun is a seasonal subscription box that contains tons of different full-size beauty, fitness, fashion, and lifestyle products. The spring box is now available for $49.99, and the total retail value of that spring box is a whopping $3.50. Getting my FabFitFun box in the mail feels like Christmas 4 times a year. When I first got my box, it blew my expectations. They have really stepped up the game for subscription boxes. They work with brands that are high quality and that people really love. I was surprised to see full-size products in there. My favorite item in this last box was an eye mask from Free People. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I love that one too. You guys, the box contains 4 fashion-forward products to launch your look into full bloom for spring and 7 self-care products for a relaxing night of pampering.
Sign up for FabFitFun today to get your spring box. The FabFitFun spring box is in limited supply, and these boxes always sell out. Use our code BABES to get $10 off your first box. Go to fabfitfun.com to sign up and start getting the box for a life well lived. Use promo code BABES to get $10 off your first box. That's over $350 for only $39.99. Go to fabfitfun.com and use my code BABES to get $10 off your first FabFitFun box.
Carly, this next one is might be your life.
Oh, jeez. Give it to me, Jade.
Would you rather be stuck in the house with a colicky infant or a hormonal teenager for a week?
Oh, man. I have both. So, man, well, a teenager, so you can just kind of send them to their room. You can be like, hey, like, we have, like, a floor downstairs, like a basement where one of the kids, his room is, and I could be like, go to your cave, you know? So, go to your cave and watch TV and play video games, and then I wouldn't have to deal with the hormones as much. I'd just have to deal with, like, the feeding, like, hey, I'm hungry, what's for dinner? That I think I can handle more than, like, colic all the time, because I wouldn't even know what to do.
I feel like you can get really mad at a teenager too, and then even though a baby is colicky, and even though you're like so tired or so frustrated, you still look at the little thing, you're just like, I love you so much, I can't even like be mad at you, you know what I mean? So I feel like I would pick the colicky baby.
Teenagers are not as cute as babies. That is for sure.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I'm not even sure which one I would pick.
Because you don't really have hormonal teenagers yet.
I'm not to the teenage years
Good
yet.
luck.
Thank you. Thank you. I will need it. You know, 3 girls, they're all going to be teenagers at once. That's going to be really fun. So
oh, man.
I'm going to need it. But I love babies, and I agree with Jade. Like, even though you're exhausted, like, they're just so stinking cute, and they're just so lovable. And I don't know, though. Like, I don't know. I think I would pick the colicky baby. They're just so cute. You can just stick them on the boob, and it's all good.
See, and I would probably pick the hormonal teenager because I like sleep. And so do teenagers. And so do teenagers. So I'd be like, let's nap it out.
People just need a nap.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, and I agree, like, with Carly. I can just be like, you know what? Go watch him. Go do what you do. I'll feed you later.
That's really all. Well, I mean, boys and girls are so different. But boys, you really just have to, like, feed them.
Yeah, true.
And they're happy.
Yeah, and then they're good.
And that never changes, like, from the time they're babies to grown men.
It's true.
Oh, yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Okay, last one. Would you rather have a psychotic meltdown in the library or at church? Like with your kids. Like, you just lose it on your kids.
Oh, my God. I'm imagining both of those.
I feel like in the library, because I feel like I'd be less judged.
You're more anonymous.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, okay, you know, I've had both experiences. So, you know what, though? At church, they can just come pray for me right there. We just pray it out. And I say, please pray for my children and me right now. Just lay hands on them, heal them, and pray for me not to kill them.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah,
What about
I see your
you,
point.
Jade?
Oh, no, library for sure. Yeah. Because then I would just be like, sorry, peace out. You know what I mean? Like,
We don't ever have to come back to this library again.
Pick a new library.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Well, that concludes that. We'll have to do that again. Did you guys like it?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Okay.
That is so fun.
Good.
And, like, disgusting.
I know, I'm still itching from thinking about life.
I'm having Braxton Hicks contractions right now, so I think she thinks it's disgusting too. My stomach is like hard as a rock right now, you guys.
Hi, Bella.
She's like, get me out. I don't want to be a part of this conversation.
That's so funny.
We're just checking out each other's pit stains over here from our nerves.
I have them too.
And I forgot to put deodorant on today.
There's another visual.
She stinks. I smell.
When we say babes,
It's very relative.
don't really look at us right now.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Okay, so...
Resting your boob on my knee.
Sorry.
He's accusing my knee to rest her breast.
We're all like squished together right now. We're
well,
like
'cause-
shoulder to shoulder.
Well, because my sister and I are sharing a mic, so we're just up in each other's business right now.
Oh, that's cute. Family
It is.
bonding.
Until she was like, I can smell your armpits and your boobs rubbing on my knee. Get away.
It wasn't rubbing. It was literally resting on top of my knee. Like you were
sorry.
using it as like a rest for your
Sorry.
breast.
I'm a rest for the breast.
But yeah, so we have my sister, Koryn Rigotti, on today, and she's going to give us a lot of information. So why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay. I am Koryn Rigotti. I am the mother of 4 children, 9, 7, 4, and just about 2. I'm a L.E.A.N coach, which stands for Learn, Exercise, and Nutrition. So I just really enjoy educating people about nutrition and just natural supplements and just ways to stay healthy and feel your best through everything that God has given us through natural things and creation. So,
Which is super cool.
Super cool.
How'd you get into all of that?
oh, well, I'll try and not make it too long of a story, but it actually for me started after my second child. I had developed preeclampsia with her. And afterwards, it just brought a whole host of postpartum anxiety, depression, just a bunch of physical symptoms and things where, I just felt awful. And I went to doctor after doctor, and they just wanted to prescribe me like an anti-anxiety medication or antidepressant. And I just wasn't going to do that. I just felt like there had to be something better, something that would actually help get to the root. I didn't want to just mask the symptoms. So it took about a year of researching. Like I did a lot of research that year and just a lot of praying and a lot of like, I need to find the right person. So I finally did. And that's kind of what led me to nutrition. And then I found the Dr. Sears L.E.A.N. Like I've always loved Dr. Sears after having kids. I've read a lot of his books and I really enjoy him and his information and his education. So I realized they had like a coaching program and I was like, you know what? I would love to do that. And then I will actually be certified where I can legitimately help other people and, they can have confidence in me knowing like I've taken some classes and have education in it. And I'm not just like, hey, I know nutrition. So anyways, that's kind of how it started. And that was 7 years ago.
So
Wow.
when you're a L.E.A.N coach, it's mostly for mothers or for your children too?
It's for the whole family, but my passion is with pregnancy and children because I feel like nutrition, like it really starts in the womb and it starts like mommies need to be eating well and taking care of the babies while they're still in the womb and growing. That's just super, super important. So I'm passionate about educating mommies while they're pregnant, even before you get pregnant, just preparing your body for pregnancy through nutrition and wellness. So,
Man, I wish I had talked to you so long ago.
I wish I had
9
known what
months
I
ago.
knew a long time ago before, my first 2 babies.
Man.
But they still turned out fine.
Yeah, they're okay.
They're okay.
Not as smart as the other two.
what
Just
did
kidding.
you eat differently? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool though because Tanner and I want to get pregnant again, and I feel like even though it's like so amazing to go through it, I do feel depleted. My body, I can tell I still feel weaker. So I'm like I don't want to get pregnant just yet because I want to have where I can support myself and my baby.
Yes.
So I think that's really cool because now I'm like really interested. I'm like I should probably start being more conscious about what I'm eating because
Yeah.
is it more just like healthy fats and
Well, It's really, I mean, it's kind of complex. I mean, it's simple in a sense, but I mean, complex as far as like our bodies are so complex that, like I think what we eat is like the first thing you can do, and anybody can do it. That's very simple. Like we choose what to eat, so we have control over making good food choices. And yeah, I would say healthy fats are super duper important. That feeds our brain, and that feeds the baby's brain, and so having the healthy fats, which is going to be like your olive oils and avocados, things like that are really, really good for you. But also, lots of veggies, loading up with lots of veggies and fruit. And just think of like anything and like healthy meats, anything that's already in its original form as food, whole foods in their original form, not trying to avoid the processed and packaged things as much as possible. And if you have to do that, there's plenty of options where there's kind of been a rule that I learned through L.E.A.N coaching. It's kind of, they say like 5 ingredients or less, kind of look for on the package if there's like 5 ingredients or less. And they have to be healthy ingredients, not just, if it's like sugar, high fructose sugar, but it's only 5, it's healthy. No, that's not what I'm saying. But that'll help keep it down so there's not a bunch of added preservatives and junk in there. You're keeping it like really simple, because there are times you need to just grab a bar or grab something quick, and that's totally understandable. But that's also why it's important to keep around the fresh fruits and veggies. You can just grab those things quick as well. Or in smoothies. Smoothies are a really great way to get tons of nutrition and healthy calories all packed into like an 8-ounce glass smoothie.
Cool. I do drink a lot of smoothies while pregnant, and I didn't before.
Nice. That's good.
That's one of my go-tos.
Yeah.
So recently, we got to try out a new food delivery service called HelloFresh and really enjoyed it. So HelloFresh is a meal kit delivery service that shops, plans, and delivers your favorite step-by-step recipes and pre-measured ingredients so you can just cook, eat, and enjoy a lovely meal. Let me say that I was very grateful to have meals already planned for my week because I've been so busy. It was delivered right to my door in recyclable, insulated packaging. I don't end up spending all night in the kitchen because each meal takes about 30 minutes. And I saved even more time not having to do meal plans and grocery shopping. You know that I'm a planner, especially when it comes to the food I'm eating. So I'm very happy when something makes my life easier.
Absolutely. I'm always rushing around to get things done. So I'm a big fan of the service. When I was cooking the meals, I felt it was fun and actually gave me confidence in the kitchen using the simple step-by-step instructions. We especially like the quick and easy family recipes they had, specifically made for families.
It's super easy and enjoyable. And if you'd like to try HelloFresh, you can take advantage of our offer. For $30 off your first week of HelloFresh, visit HelloFresh.com and enter BABES30. That's HelloFresh.com and enter code BABES30. Let us know what you think. Okay, back to the show.
Do you, do you find kind of, is it a similar diet, I guess, for most people? Or is it, like, different for each person?
Well, I think everybody can start with the basis. I think it can be really similar for most people, but then there are some people who might have specific issues or things where maybe, like, the gluten affects them, so they need to just stick to, like, potatoes and rice and kind of avoid the breads and stuff.
Well, because, Carly, you have some food allergies, right?
I do. I have a gluten allergy as well. Yes.
Okay.
Which is super annoying when you're throwing up and all you want is crackers, and gluten-free crackers just taste. There's just not a good one. I mean, I've tried them all. They don't taste like
they're not the same. Yeah.
Like saltines. They just don't.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. But yeah, I mean, I think the basis is the same for everybody. I mean, a lot of people will find just by... No, okay, first, let me back up. I don't like the word diets or talking about diets in general just because I think people get stuck to certain ones. And I feel like no matter what diet somebody goes on, you almost always have improvement. And it's not because of that specific diet you're doing. It's because you're cutting out a bunch of crap that you shouldn't be eating anyway, if that makes sense. So a lot of people are like, oh, this is the best diet or that's the best diet. Well, it's just because you all have cut out all this crap that's actually bad for you. So if everybody just chooses to eat everything, like, I don't say everything, all healthy foods in moderation and just eat healthy overall, everybody would probably feel better in general. Now, like you said, you have like a gluten intolerance and a lot of people have that or dairy. So obviously people are unique in those. And so then you have to find alternatives for that. But just in general, if you just stick to the basics of like clean meats, produce, healthy fats, and like rice and potatoes, things that aren't loaded with gluten, I think you're gonna feel better and you're gonna see improvements in your health.
Would you say that there is a difference on what you should eat for each trimester? Or is it like relatively just start and finish the same?
I do know that in the third trimester, that's when like the brain is really just like fine tuning. So I would probably say that third trimester. I think I remember my midwife saying to eat an egg a day and then lots of like avocados, healthy fats, because that's giving, like you said, that's giving your baby's brain all those healthy fats to produce a healthy brain. So
I ate eggs this morning because you told me that, Jade. I thought of you while cooking my eggs.
yeah.
I would agree with Jade, but I also think it's really important in the first trimester, because in the first trimester, they are growing. I mean, there's so much detail and intricate things going on in the beginning that I think that's another trimester that is really important is the first one. And then I would agree the first and third, I think, are where there's the most
what if you
cognitive
just
and different
can't
things
eat
going on.
That first trimester.
I know. That is so hard.
What do you do?
When people are sick? Well, that's why I like the idea of smoothies, because if you make a smoothie, you can sip on it through the day. And so at least you're getting something. And even if you don't have to drink it all like within an hour. Like you said, if you're sick and you just can't keep things down, at least be sipping on it through the day so you're getting something. But yeah, idea. I mean, there's nothing other than that. I mean, I know there's like, what do? You can't make yourself eat when you're pooping or vomiting constantly.
It's really hard.
I would think that that's what I would suggest is a smoothie. Sipping on that, because then you're getting veggies and fruit and everything all in there, and healthy fats. You can throw an avocado in there or just some coconut milk in there for some fat, and so you're at least getting it, a little bit of it through the day.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I
should
have
have
a
done
question.
that.
Next time, Carly.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that, guys.
All right.
Let's stop for a minute to talk about a great solution for choosing the right wine. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm picking out a wine to buy, I'm never sure which one I'm going to like. Fortunately, Bright Cellars is the monthly wine subscription that matches you to wine based on your taste preferences. You can write your wine matches down for later or get them sent straight to your door.
Yes, you start by taking a simple short quiz. It asks you questions like, what type of chocolate do you like? Which is all of it. And their algorithm will recommend the top 4 wines from around the world that you're most likely to love. I thought it was really cool.
Because Bright Cellars is our new sponsor, we have a special discount for your first wine shipment. Go to brightcellars.com/babes to see your wine matches and for 50% off your first wine order. That's bright, like the light bulb, cellar, like a wine cellar.com/babes for 50% off your wine matches. brightcellars.com/babes.
It makes a difference getting wine that's chosen specifically for you. I'm quite particular about the wines I enjoy, so it was a really cool process to be able to have this quiz results suggest some wine for me. Okay, what's next? So I have a question. So since, you're very conscious about eating healthy and stuff for your children, are they pretty satisfied with it? Is there times where they're just like, and do you give in when they're just like, I want a Happy Meal,
No. Nope. That is something where, I think it's really important to start your children eating healthy at a young age. That's why it does start in the womb. If you can actually, the way you eat while they're in the womb actually does determine or help determine like their taste buds. So if you're eating really healthy, I mean, I'm not saying they're going to come out and they're, never going to want anything unhealthy. We just live in a world where there's sugar and junk everywhere. But you can help that, by starting in the womb by eating healthy. And then you're the parent. So, I mean, you're the one that starts them with food. Like you actually shouldn't start them on fruits. You should start them with vegetables just because that's going to help their palate adjust to like those things and not only wanting sweet and sugary things.
I feel like that's hard because most baby foods are like pear and
apple.
And
so
a
even
lot
like
of it
carrots
is
that are kind of sweet,
Yeah. Well, that will probably lead us into, and we can talk to that in a minute, but like the baby-led feeding, because if you do that, then I think it avoids a lot of what you just said, Liz, where you can just pick those foods. You can put on there some avocado and some different vegetables and just smash them up. And they just
I think
go to
it gets
town on
harder when the kids start going to school because
Yeah.
then they're around different types of food that they haven't been. Like one of my best friends, her family owns a health food store, so her kids didn't even know about bad foods. You know, like she would make us lunch and she'd be like, "Oh, here's a pork chop and broccoli," and I'm like, "How do your kids eat this?" And she's like, "They don't know any different."
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
and then they go to school and they see people bringing, you know, sack lunches with all of this, you know,
Right.
crap.
Lunchables and junk.
Yeah, and they're like,
Doritos.
what is this? Yeah, so I feel like it's so much easier before they're like led into the world with other children and their lunches to control it.
It's true. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we have to remember, like, we're the parents. And so we are the ones that buy the food for the house. So, you know, we need to be, like, wise in that and remember what we buy and have in the house is what they're going to eat. So, like, my point is my kids don't eat perfect all the time. And I don't think that that should be a goal. Nobody should feel like they have to eat perfect all the time. But that's why at home, you know, keep your home stocked with everything healthy and good and make sure at home you're eating healthy so that when they are out and whatever, it's not a big deal to eat that once in a while. You know, it's like, yeah, that's fine. But at home, then, you know, they're getting really good nutrition and everything they need so that when they do have, you know, a piece of candy here or there, or that, you know, you decide to eat out and you go ahead and let them get that macaroni and cheese or whatever, it's like, that's fine. You know, once in a while, that's okay. It's just that can't be like their staples.
Well, I know you had, I think when I saw it a lot in your family was when your oldest son started playing sports and, you know, after the sports game, somebody brings treats and you would always bring healthy snacks for everyone. And then these parents are bringing, I can't even think of what's like candy bars and
Cheetos and Gatorade and all this junk. And I'm like,
And then Chris, your son, sees everyone eating it and he's like, Mom, I want to, you know, he wants to eat it too. But that's also, I saw you bringing a different snack for him afterwards.
We do. We are that weird family. I'm not even going to lie. We're the weird family. I'm the mom that, like, brings along all these, like, weird snacks.
But maybe also tell why, though, like how that's changed your son's behavior.
Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, he's about 2.5, and we just started to notice just some behavioral issues there and just some really odd things that we were like, okay, some of it, you know, is definitely just kids acting out. Toddlers have tantrums. That's completely normal. But his was just going further into, like, he just almost seemed angry. And then he just had, like, weird tics. Like, I don't know what else to call them. He would just, like, repeat things and just do really odd things that almost seemed like OCD or just almost like Tourette's, like, really interesting things that we were like, this is, like, not normal. This isn't just a kid being a toddler. Like, something's not right. So we took him... I don't even remember now. That was so long ago. But to a doctor/chiropractor person who pretty much told us, like, what was going on and that he's not getting enough healthy fats and he's not getting what he needs for his brain to function and grow properly. And so, like, that's, like, his brain being deprived of the nutrients that it needed. So so we actually started him on an omega supplement, a fish oil supplement, because we really didn't eat a lot of fish at that time. And honestly, we still really don't. I try to get fish in like once a week, but we don't do a ton of it. So anyhow, we started him on an omega supplement. And I kid you not, within like 48 hours, he was a totally different kid. It was unreal. Yeah. And then we found out, he said his like he shouldn't have gluten, like that was affecting his gut. So like we cut out gluten as well and started the omega. So it was a slow process though, as far as the food, because that was hard because he was like, 2.5, 3. So he's like, why are you taking away all my snacks? You know?
But even then, I don't feel like you guys, when you say that you were a typical American home, I don't even think that you were necessarily that because you guys we're probably even a little bit healthier.
Well, yeah, we didn't have like a lot of junk food around still. Like I've never been big on buying a bunch of like just junk for the house. Like
right.
That's
Do not come over to our house.
I can come over and do a pantry makeover for you.
No, it's too late in the game.
It's
well, she's
like
two teenagers at home.
Well, no, it's Evan.
This family, it's unbelievable. And now I have to buy it, and I feel so guilty every time.
Hey,
that
but
I'm
you know
buying.
what? That's so funny.
Oof.
But see, when I do the pantry makeovers, I don't just say, oh, don't eat all this stuff. We replace it with something that would be a healthier option. So it's not going to deprive people because you're saying you can't have this, but you can have this, which will be similar to that, but it'll be so much more nutritious for you.
I've tried that. I was like, at Whole Foods, bought, like a healthier cereal, but basically the same cereal.
Right.
You guys, they won't even open the box.
Yeah. They just read it and they're like, no, cardboard.
I'm like, Evan, I just bought this entire box of cereal. It's not even being opened, and they're telling me I don't have cereal. And he's like, well, yeah, they won't eat that. And I'm like, but they haven't even tried it. Like, try a spoonful. Like, what? Yeah. But they won't. They so refused. I know. And I finally was like, fine, I'm not even going to, I give up. Like, I'm going to do something different with Bella than you do now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, at least you can start kind of like a clean slate with Bella.
Yes. Or eventually, so my husband was the same way.
I was just going to say, your husband was the hardest one to turn.
He has just slowly over the years kind of, because I was like, if I'm cooking, you're going to eat what I cook. For dinner, like, you can do what you want for lunch. You can pack your own lunch. You can go out to eat for lunch. But for dinner, like, we all eat what I make because I work hard and you're going to eat. But, and he was fine with that, actually. Because it's not, it's always meat, veggies, like, a side. It's good food. It's not like I made anything, like, super weird. But over time, though, he has, like, totally transitioned over. And now he's the one who's, like, losing weight and getting super healthy, and I'm like, whoa, slow down, So I think over time they start to kind of adapt, and like, just like if you're willing to kind of just you be the example and kind of do your part, you'll probably win them over time.
I think it's the sugar addiction. Like your body gets so addicted to sugar, and so I feel like once you kind of like cleanse yourself of that, then he's like, oh my God, I feel so much better. Yes. And then you kind of crave those vegetables and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. As a doula, I think it's so important for women to understand their bodies. The problem is, if you've been on contraception for a long time, when you're finally ready to get pregnant, you may have no idea how your body works. So I've been telling everyone about the Ava bracelet. You wear it at night while you sleep. It tracks your body's fertility signs in order to reveal the days of the month when you're most likely to get pregnant. Every woman should have access to this technology, and I'm so glad it exists. Go to avawomen.com, AVAWOMEN.com, and enter promo code BABES20, BABES20, for $20 off at avawomen.com.
I really do love the Ava bracelet. It's been so helpful to me. You don't need to take your temperature or pee on sticks. You just wear Ava when you sleep and sync it when you wake up. Ava helped me understand my body so much better, and it was great for tracking my pregnancy too. Okay, let's get back to the show.
You guys, yesterday, Evan and I are eating lunch, and he looks down and he goes, I'm about to get back into shape. I can't wait to change my diet. And I started laughing, and I said, Evan, like, you could, like, change it right now, right? Like, you don't have to be, like, in a week, I'm so going to change my diet, and it's going to be the best thing for me. Like, you could choose, like, this meal. And he's like, I know. I know myself, and I just need to, like, mentally prepare for the moment to, like, not have Cokes. And I'm like, so, Evan, I've known you for a while now. And every time you cut out Cokes, like, they come back. And he's like, I know. And he's like, but I'm really gonna try. And it was just so funny because he does want to change. But then he's like, yeah, in 3 days, my third meal of the day is going to be really healthy.
I do that sometimes too. I'm like, okay, I'm going to start eating healthier this time. I'm going to start working out, whatever. I actually feel like that's probably really normal for most people because it's really right. Well, it's really hard to actually make that change. But maybe Evan would be open to doing it with you with the baby.
Yeah, I think that will definitely. Yeah, I think a lot of things will shift with the baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm going to want to eat healthy, especially even with breastfeeding. Like,
yeah,
I'm going to want to eat differently, and I'm going to need him to help me cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
especially if your diet, you have to change your diet because of breastfeeding. issues. Like me, like I had to completely cut out dairy.
Yeah, so
you know, and now my diet's
Elizabeth.
so different, but I feel so much better not eating dairy. It's unreal.
Yeah.
It's like I have like less brain fog, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean, if you find that you have like sensitivities or your baby has sensitivities when you're breastfeeding, you just be like, Evan, it's for the baby, you know? Do you want
Right.
Yeah, the baby needs it. You can't get mad at a baby.
You can't.
No. That's funny. I guess that's where I want to talk to you, Koryn, about a little bit too, because I got approved to start Emerson on solids. And Tanner and I just went to Target and I bought the organic puree, but she's been constipated on it. And so then that's when we were talking about baby-led feeding, which got me so curious. But I saw they said you're not supposed to start it until they're 6 months, and she's 5 months, and she's late term premature. So I'm like, is that too early to start letting her just feed herself?
Well, first of all, explain what baby-led feeding is.
Well, essentially, it's just feeding your baby what you eat and cutting it up or mashing it into tiny enough pieces for them and not feeding them with a spoon.
Okay.
You let them kind of initiate, and they eat what they want, and you kind of they stop when they're full or they stop when they're uninterested, and you kind of just leave it up to them.
Wait, not feeding them with a spoon?
Right.
Like they pick it up?
Yeah. So it's a little messier. Be prepared for the messy, but it's good.
I've never heard
But-
of that.
But a lot of and a lot of people are starting to recommend it instead of just feeding your baby purees or whatever. But it's just interesting to me now because I've had some troubles already with the purees.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, some kids are ready, you know, at 5 months. Some might need to wait till 6, depending on their digestive system. But I think that's why baby-led feeding works so well, because you can just give it a try. And if, you know, you think she's not, you know, doing well with that, or she's getting constipated or diarrhea, you know, you can just back off and then wait a couple weeks and try again.
Yeah, because when you like get all your pamphlets about how to feed your baby, now you're doing solids. It tells you like feed them 15 to 20 spoonfuls, and then it's like you're almost like forcing your child to take something, and you're like, this is when I feel like I'm being a bad mom. I'm like, am I doing the right thing? I'm like making her eat something that she may not even want, and
or
then
she's full.
she's full. Yeah, and so it's like,
that kind of comes back to I don't like when they recommend like for everybody this is what it should be. Like
One size doesn't fit all.
like a one size doesn't fit all. Even though I understand like some people need that education and just kind of an idea of like how do I do this, but you know, not like all kids are different. Some are just not going to eat as much as others. Some are total bird eaters and they hardly eat anything, and then others just love to eat, and all my kids have been different. So I just don't think you can one size fits all. And I think you just need to follow their lead. That's why I do like the baby-led feeding, because you follow them and kind of what they are wanting or not wanting. You just got to pay attention to their cues. And I think, you know, that's the way to do it.
I know. Now I'm really interested. I was looking at it last night.
One of my best friends has a 1-year-old, and she just started incorporating cow's milk, and and she called the doctor, and she's like, she is having severe constipation now. Like it was already bad from just introducing solids in general. And so then instead of the doctor saying, why don't you try goat's milk or raw milk or something, he just said, why don't you try Miralax?
Yes.
And I got so angry.
Yeah.
And I was like, why doesn't he just give you a different type of option of milk?
Diet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different milk.
And so what would you recommend in that case? Like she needs, I guess she needs more calcium or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she can get calcium from a vitamin and other things. Like broccoli is loaded with calcium, and there's other vegetables and things. You know, calcium isn't just from milk, but so there could be like
I heard once most cow's milk now, because in order to pasteurize it, they basically boil all the nutrients out of it, then add it back in, and the calcium that they add back in isn't even really absorbable into our bodies.
That's great.
Right.
Yeah,
Glorious.
Yeah.
Good
yeah,
job,
I mean,
America.
right. We're doing good.
Well, that doesn't make sense to me because if I eat something that I know like tears me up, I'm just not going to eat that.
I
Right.
totally agree.
Or I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna like Thai food. I love Thai food, so there's times where I'm like, you know what, it's gonna hurt later, but I really want to do it.
This is what I'm
But you don't have that choice for like a 1-year-old, right? Like you don't have that choice for the 1-year-old though. So it's like if this is causing your kid pain, they're having constipation, they hurt, like, yeah, let's just give them a drug to cover this instead of trying to fix the root problem from an early age.
Right.
Yep.
Which is, I think, what doctors are doing, well, all the time. But
yeah.
Blows my
A lot of
mind.
things.
I'm like sitting here with like my eyes bugging out of my head because I can't imagine just being like, all right, here, you're 1 year old, have some Miralax.
Yep. Yeah.
it's unreal.
It doesn't make sense. Like, it seems like just what Liz said. I mean, if something's affecting them, just take it out of their diet. Like, you don't need to go, it doesn't make sense to keep drinking something, eating something, whatever, that's affecting your gut and obviously making you not feel well, but then covering it up with a medicine. That makes no sense. So I am a fan of raw milk, and I know that's a very controversial topic, but
Well, it's illegal in Nevada.
it's illegal in some different states, definitely. But I mean, when you think about it, I mean, raw milk, I mean, it's in its natural form. It actually has so many good bacterias in there, and I know they say there's bad bacterias too. You know, I get that, but there's a lot of good things in there, and a lot of people that can't drink regular milk can drink raw milk and be completely fine. Now, I'm going to say along with that, if people want to try raw milk, you need to make sure you're getting it from a good source, okay? You really do need to either check the dairy out that you're getting it from or, like, trust the person that's getting it for you from the dairy, that they've, like, gone through and, like, walked through the farm to make sure that it's clean and they're doing everything right, you know, because, yeah, there are some people that probably don't, aren't doing it cleanly, being cleanliness, I can't, that aren't clean in their practices. And so, you know, it could be a bad thing for you. But if they're clean and they're doing it properly, you know, it can actually be very beneficial. Now, I'm not saying she should give him raw milk. That's her choice, because he could do no milk or try almond milk or coconut milk. I mean, there's a million milks now, but kids actually don't really need like the milk. They can get everything they need from other food. And
I feel like that's a misconception with parenting, is that a baby needs a bottle of milk even
after they're one. Because
like they need it to go to sleep, or you know, which you're not supposed to do either, I think, because it's bad for their teeth. But I feel like that's
things to know.
I know, but don't you feel like you think about a baby and you always think about a baby like holding a bottle, you know, and it's got milk in it. And so I feel like that's just something that we sometimes don't even think twice about.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I don't want to judge any moms out there that give their kids milk. I just always feel weird when people do, just because of a lot of sources of milk, the factory farm industry and the dairy farms and the things that are actually going on to that dairy that's produced. And like I said, most of it, the nutrition is boiled out, and it's just, I don't know. And I know Tanner drinks like a gallon a week a gallon of milk a day. So
he is unreal. He's so bad. But
I
I feel like
do that with tacos in Mexico. Can I have some tacos and milk? I was like, you
gross.
You're gross human.
It's with everything. But no, I feel like I didn't even know that they boil everything out. I feel like people just aren't aware. Like, so, you know, women don't know, or moms and dads don't know what's really going into their children's bodies or their own bodies, you know, because I would have never known that.
I think we're trusting our doctors and pediatricians, which we should be able to.
Yes.
And I'm not dogging on the pediatricians or doctors, because I feel like they have been trained and they've almost been like brainwashed into believing like this is how it's supposed to be. And so I think they have good intentions. I don't think they're intentionally trying to lead anybody astray. I just think there's so much misinformation now, and they're just not educated with a lot of what the truths are. And
well, they're trained to diagnose and treat.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily include diet and nutrition.
Right.
And the diet and nutrition standard for America, like, slowly adapts, but it's not, like, milk now isn't what it was 50 years ago.
Right.
It's way worse now, you know? So it's not like they take, like, a trained
intensive nutrition course.
Right.
You know, I think there are basic things, you know, like cut this out of your diet, try this, try that. But for the most part, even when I go to the doctor, it's like, okay, what's the symptom? And then here's your drug to like cover it.
Right.
At least
It's
we have
not-
people talking about it now, because
Right.
when I was in 5th grade, I would go to school every single day and throw up, and no doctor. I was in this hospital 3 or 4 times. No doctor ever tested me for a food allergy. They looked around for every disease known to man, but couldn't figure it out. And so I didn't know I had gluten intolerance until like 3 years ago. Like the havoc that has put on my body is insane.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like at least now we are in a society that is aware
Absolutely.
of the food,
Yeah.
what we're putting in our
I
body.
think our first line of defense should be food. Like, food is medicine. Like, that
Right.
should be our first medicine, is food. So what we're eating, you can't eat like crap and expect to feel well. Like,
Right.
it just doesn't work that way. And if you're going to eat, you know, junk and whatever all the time, yeah, when you go to the doctor, they're just going to give you something to cover the symptoms for it. And again, I'm not blaming them. Like, they're doing what they've been taught to do, but it's our fault. Like, we need to take responsibility for our lives. Like, I think too many people just eat whatever, do whatever, and then they want the doctor just to fix them. Well, you have to start at home. You know, you're responsible for your health as far as just try and eat right. And I'm not saying there's things that happen. You can eat right and whatever and still have issues, because we live in a fallen world and nobody's perfect. But at least if you start with that and you do your part, you're probably going to feel so much better. Even if you're not, you know, where you want to be, you'll at least be on the right track.
Well, I also
So
feel
true.
like so many people, though, also take it the extreme, the opposite way. You know, everybody did jump on so many trends. Like, Carly, you actually have an intolerance or allergy to gluten, but there's so many people who are like, oh, you have to eat dairy-free, gluten-free,
Yeah,
this free, that free. And I actually cut out gluten out of my diet for a really long time. And in the morning, I would feel sick almost every morning when I would saute vegetables and like crack an egg over them and eat it. But when I use Ezekiel bread, so like sprouted grains, I feel so much better if I have a slice of Ezekiel bread in the morning with a little bit of avocado on it and like a slice of tomato. That's like the perfect breakfast for me. But for a while, it was like, not even gluten. It was like carbs, like don't eat carbs basically. And then I
Right.
realized, no, I need my carbs. like
Totally.
I'm actually
exactly
way
the
better.
same way.
Yeah. I have more energy when I fuel up for the day.
Yes.
And so I think what our society's come so far away from is being in tune with your body and learning, like, when I eat this, I feel good. When I eat this, I feel lethargic. Like, learning how to really listen to your body.
Yeah, I think all the information we have now is really awesome, and it's great that we have that as kind of like a springboard to say, oh, maybe it's great to learn from that. But then, like Liz said, you need to listen to your body. So then figure out what works for you, because not everybody, you know, is dairy intolerant or gluten intolerant or whatever, or even testing for, like, that's like when I was talking earlier about using food as medicine. Then if you're still having issues, well, then go to a functional medicine doctor, or, you know, somebody where they're going to be able to go deeper and test into exactly what's going on, and then you can find answers. And what I mean by that is, like, they'll be able to help, you know, if you do have like some sort of dairy intolerance, and you know, they'll help you know, is it the whey, is it the casein, is it the lactose? Like, they can test those though, so then figure out which one it is. So the rest of your life, you might not need to be dairy free forever. You just need to figure out which one you're actually intolerant to. So maybe you can have cheese, but just not milk. Or maybe, you know, you can find out, or maybe if it is milk, you can take an enzyme before drinking some milk, and then you'll be okay. And you know, like, your limit, you can only have this much milk a week, or, you know, so it's so, you can go to like a functional medicine doctor or somewhere like that and just find out so much more information about yourself through testing too. If you've already done everything you can do with food and just eating well and exercising, but you're still just having some issues, like, you know, you need to seek out some help, but you got to go to the right place where they're going to do the right test and test for the right things and get to the root of what's really going on.
So you can live your life.
Yes.
Your best life.
You can be the best mom you can be.
That's right.
So how do you, I guess, being a lean coach, when does somebody like contact you? Like, how do you help them?
Okay. So, well, just anybody that's looking, that they're just not even sure where to start. honestly. There's some people I think that they want to, but I think a lot of people right now, like I have 2 friends right now that I'm getting ready to meet with this next week, that they're like, we're just overwhelmed. Like there's so much information now. It's almost gone the other way where they're overwhelmed that they're like I'm sick of researching. I don't even know what to believe anymore. And I get that. Like, it's so hard. And I feel like that's where I come in, because I'm like, listen, I've already done all the research and I don't know everything by any means. I'm always learning. But if I don't know something, I'll tell you I'm not sure, and I'll send you to a resource where they can better serve you. But, you know, I think it's gone the other way now where it's overwhelming. And so people are like, I don't even know. Like, do I do keto? Do I do Whole30? Do I do this? Do that? I don't even know what to do. I don't even know where to start. So it's like, even just to get started, some people are like, I just want somebody to just tell me. I'm sick of researching. I'm sick of looking. Like, just help me know where to start. And I feel like that's where I come in. Just right in the beginning.
And you do pantry makeovers?
I can do pantry makeovers, where I can come to your house and just actually go through your pantry and say, okay, instead of this, let's do this. And we just kind of make over the pantry. I can do like a grocery shopping trip with you and help you to know like what you should be getting at the store, what to avoid, and just kind of help you navigate your store better. I can just do one-on-one consultations. I'll have forms you fill out, and we just can talk through what your goals are and then kind of set a plan for you. So yeah, all those.
Fun. Yeah, I would like to hire you.
Great.
Are you going to charge me because I'm your sister? What? I was your doula for free.
Okay. We'll trade. We'll trade services. I like trading services.
Perfect. I'm actually a huge fan of service trading.
Me too.
As well. I actually, my lady who used to wax me in Vegas, like waxed me for free for a year, and I was her doula. It was great.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
And another one, her husband was a masseuse, and I got free massages, and I was her doula. I was like, I'm so down for trades.
Yeah, I'm all about that too.
Speaking of waxing, I'm just going to go ahead and say, shaving down there now, you guys.
That is.
I have to just guess. I just guess. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh man! Last time before I knew I was going into the doctor to have him look down there, I was like, okay, I should probably like fix this,
clean it up,
and
a little
then
bit.
I realized I couldn't see it anymore, and I was like, okay,
I stopped.
So just guess. I can't stop.
I can't stop.
I can't stop.
I mean, I wasn't like full bush, but I mean, I know I had quite a bit down there when I gave birth, and I did not care. I was like, meh. Like, I know some people, like, I remember one of my friends, his wife went into labor, and she's like, I gotta shave before we go to the hospital. I mean, I was like, meh, there we go.
You also went so quick you didn't have time, even if you wanted to.
No, I was very like, it was almost like in a daze that I was actually in labor, you know, but, it was so fast.
Carly, you can be like, I had a friend who, she was like, oh, I just have my husband help me. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I was like, I wouldn't trust him.
No way.
I thought about it.
I'm like, I would have like a cut up, you know.
I thought about it, but Evan hasn't been down there in a while, so I thought this probably isn't the appropriate time to stick him down there. Hey, look what's happened since the last time. Sorry about it.
You don't get to touch it, only shave it. You know, it's like torture.
It's just really nice. It's not nice.
Carly, I feel like I'd be with you, though. I feel like I would need to shave it beforehand.
Yeah, I know. Well, now, since it's happening really soon, I'm like, if it grew out and I didn't, it wouldn't be that big of a deal because I just shaved it like a couple days ago.
Right.
But I was just wanting to point out that it is very strange when you can't really see down there anymore.
Take
like
a
you
mirror.
Need a mirror.
Yeah. Get a handheld
Put
mirror.
a mirror on the floor.
Done that.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Done that.
I've never done that.
And there's no way you could wax down there at this time because it's so sensitive and there's all the, you know, I mean, like, can you imagine? Oh,
I've
my
never even
gosh.
waxed that anyway. So
Oh.
don't start now.
I would not start now.
I wanted to talk to you, Liz, because we talked last episode about you being a doula, but there's probably some of our listeners and even me a little bit, like, who don't maybe know what a doula is or exactly what you do. So I wanted to kind of give you some time to explain exactly what you do.
Yeah. So usually when I tell people, oh, I'm a doula, they go, oh, what? And then I'm like, a doula. And then they usually always say, a doula oblongata? And I'm like, yeah, no. Or they say, oh, midwife, you deliver babies. I'm like, no. I actually don't do anything
medical. I'm not like certified to give medical advice to you, but what I do is help educate you and your partner on your birthing options, on help you develop your birthing plan or whatever you want to go along with that. But the Greek word doula actually means woman caregiver. So it is a very ancient career that's been around forever. And so I like to partner with whether it's a single mom or her and her partner. And I think another common misconception I've heard people say is, well, I don't want her taking my place. The men feel that way. Like, I don't want her taking my place at the birth or, stepping on any toes. But we actually help bring you guys closer together. So helping the partner know how to soothe you, know how to comfort you. Sometimes we'll go over different techniques of birthing positions, laboring positions. I'm there to provide comfort measures for you. So I know different pressure points. I know different ways to labor, different things to help you along that journey. And also like how much your partner wants to be involved. Sometimes there's dads there. I know Tanner was there at the bottom catching Emmy, and then there's dads that are like, I'm going to stay up at the top. And it's like, cool. So here's something that can help you with that. Or, oh, she's experiencing pain right here. Why don't you go ahead and massage her right here or put pressure here? Just to kind of, I'm trying to think of a better word than tag team, but that's all that's coming in.
Yeah, like
to mind. But like somebody, encouraging her by her face, being like, you can do this, coaching. Yeah, for sure. And then somebody helping relieve pressure or whatever it is. But we stay by your side throughout the entire labor, through the delivery, provide comfort measures, just encouraging words. Just really trying to nurture the mother in her decisions and just support her as much as possible. Sometimes the dad needs a little more support. But it's just being that extra person there for you along that journey. And another misconception is that we're always all natural. Like, they're like, oh, so you do home births. And I'm like, yeah, but I actually have done more hospital births than home births. And most of the hospital births I've done have been with an epidural. And they're like, okay, then what's your role there? And it's actually three of my clients that I did hospital births with an epidural rehired me again for their next birth because they loved their experience so much, just having the extra support and encouragement. And there's still a lot going on in your mind. You're giving birth. This is a life-changing experience. It's not, you're taking a walk in the park and you need someone to hold your hand, So just that extra person there to encourage you. And some of them didn't want epidurals and ended up getting them. So even just me being there to reassure you, like, you know what, you're doing so good at this. If you want to make that decision to get an epidural, that's 100% okay. Like, you need to be gentle with yourself on this journey, but knowing when to push you, like, okay, you can do a few more pushes, or let's wait 1 more hour, or being like, you know what, you need some rest. It's okay if we do this, just being supportive of their decisions. And I know that there's a lot of doulas out there that are like super granola and very one-way streak, like, oh no, we're absolutely not doing this. We're not that. But it's not my journey. It's your journey. And I'm here to support you. And especially at the hospital, just to be a part of the team with the nurses and doctors, making good decisions for you. Just the number one goal is a healthy baby and a healthy mama, and just encouraging you. Cause I want, like, my number one goal is to be able to talk to you later and you to look back on your birth, like the day you gave birth, and saying, man, I rocked it. Like, whether you ended up having a C-section or having an epidural or an drug-free birth, like, looking back, knowing you did the best that you could.
Feel more satisfied.
Yeah, just to look back and be like, you know what, I did try my hardest, and yeah, maybe I didn't want that path, but I took this other path, and that's okay. Look at my baby. Look at me. Like, just being able to look back and feel satisfied with your experience, or even looking back and, okay, you don't feel satisfied. Let's talk about it. Like, what do you think you could have done different? And just talking through those things with you.
Is that where a postpartum doula comes in, because I know there's doulas, like you said, there's doulas that are more granola. So there's doulas that have more like specialties. So if like I want a super granola birth, and I'm like, well, I'm going to find somebody who kind of can meet my needs, or somebody who's like, I want a doula, but I'm having a medicated, birth in a hospital. So do postpartum doulas only specifically handle those kind of situations?
Not necessarily granola versus medicated.
Oh no, I'm just saying that there's
no, absolutely
a doula for everyone's needs.
Absolutely. So I always meet up with my clients after the birth, whether they're going to get, because I'm not certified postpartum. Eventually, I would love to be, but I still meet up with them after, and I'm somebody who can also help them determine if they need somebody to talk to them.
So what does a postpartum doula do?
So the postpartum doula provides care to a family. Well, there's two different kinds.
Okay.
So there is a postpartum doula that you can hire that provides care to a family with a newborn, that actually comes over and spends a few nights with you, helps you adjust if you just really need that extra support.
Do they do like lactation consulting?
That's it. You have to be certified as a lactation consultant to do that. And then there's also, a lot of doulas try to, like me, I would love to just keep adding on that I could postpartum, that I could lactation, all of that. But then there's also the postpartum doulas that provide emotional support. And that's a whole nother ballgame as well. But part of that is also caring for the newborn. Let's say you're dealing with a lot of postpartum hormonal issues. Then you have somebody that can help step in and get up with the baby when she wakes up or he wakes up, and help along those things and help you feel your best self. Just somebody to confide in and be a part of that journey with.
Which I think is amazing, because you don't know how hard it is until you're in the thick of it, and sometimes like it's okay to ask for help if you need it. Like there's no shame in that at all, because it is so rewarding, but so hard, So I think it's great that there's actually like a role out there for women to come in and help other women, I feel like that's so cool.
Well, and I like that postpartum is something that's starting to be talked about a little more as well, because as Koryn shared, she had postpartum with her second child, and I know for a while she felt very alone. And a lot of women feel, I'm a horrible mom because I feel this way. I shouldn't be feeling this way. I just gave birth. I should be so happy and all these different things. But there's so much that goes into it. And I feel like it's so important, even if you don't get a postpartum doula, but having somebody in your life that you can reach out to, that you can connect with, to know that you are not alone and you're not a bad mom, and you're trying to figure things out. And if you need to substitute bottle feeding, like a lot of women feel so guilty because they feel that they have to breastfeed, but then they're going insane and they're feeling depressed, and it's all these different things, and I just need to get out of the house, but I can't because I have to feed my baby and all these different things. If you have to supplement so that you can live your life, so that you have more sanity, then do that. You have to take care of your health.
You have to have a healthy mama.
Yeah, you have to have a healthy mama.
I would love to do a podcast specifically just on postpartum depression, because it is something that I feel like's been taboo. And because you get that shame that, oh my God, I feel this way, or I'm thinking this way, I must be a bad mom. And I would love to just kind of like bust that open and talk about that topic. I would love to dedicate.
Well, I know a postpartum doula in Chicago.
Awesome.
Who can come on for us.
Yeah, that would be great.
But thinking of bad moms.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Koryn, do you have a story of when you were a bad mom?
Okay. Well, this one made me feel really crappy. My first child, he was not even. Let me think. March, April, May, June. Well, he's around 4 months old. And we had just moved into our house in Henderson, and there was tile floor everywhere. There was a rug, but it wasn't near where I was. I fell asleep on the couch with my little guy, and I must have moved, and my arm kind of just went off the side of the couch, and pretty soon he rolled off, and his head went first. And then he went, and then it was like, wah! And I was like, oh my gosh. And my husband runs out, and he's like, what'd you do? And I'm like, I don't know, I fell asleep. I was really tired.
I broke my child.
And it was so bad, and I felt horrible. I was like, I'm the worst mom ever. But he was totally fine. No big deal. He just got a little bump on his noggin, but I felt really, really bad. But it happens. So anybody out there that it's happened to, it's okay. It happens. And don't let anybody lie to you and be like, oh, no, I've never dropped my kid. It totally happens.
And what was a time that maybe you felt judged by other mothers?
Breastfeeding. I'm definitely breastfeeding. Just in public, you get looks all the time. Even when I would cover, I would get looks from people kind of like, oh, do that somewhere else. And I'm like, and I feel like that's getting better, but it still is like somewhat taboo, like
I
in
agree.
public. It's people just kind of look at you like, almost like awkward. Like they want to think like that's fine and it's natural, but like it makes them uncomfortable. So I kind of started having fun with it, honestly, because I kind of thought it was fun to make people feel uncomfortable because they just look at you like, I don't know, like they're not mad that you're breastfeeding, but you can tell they're like, this is awkward. And you're like, I'm just feeding my baby. Like, it's not a big deal.
It's so funny how I used to look at breastfeeding so differently before I was a mom. And how, like, I remember my dad used to have a story about my aunt.
Oh my
and
gosh.
he would say, because she would just like whip the boob out all the time, and he would call it the one-eyed monster, you know? And we had this funny story, but now I'm like, I totally relate to my aunt. Like, if my child needs to eat, the eating comes first. My kid comes first. Yeah. I would whip that boob out too. Like, I'm not going to just like totally expose it.
Oh, she didn't cover anything.
She didn't cover anything. But now I'm like, that motherly instinct that my kid needs to eat.
Yeah, and I think, and everybody's different. Another thing for me, like, I think I used to be more, I probably was more judgmental when people would just like whip it out or whatever. And I was never comfortable. Like I do that, you know, at home, I did it all the time, or like, at, you know, people's house that I knew, I didn't care. But like in public, I usually did wear like, you know, a nursing cover or whatever, but that's just cause that was me. And I was just most comfortable with that. But I know some women that don't, and like, I don't care. Like, it's just a boob. Like it gets, you know, over-sexualized. Yes. So then it's like, oh, their boobs out. And I'm like, okay, these women are walking around in all these scanty clothes, and like that's okay, but like a mom can't, you know, breastfeed in public. That's gross. Like I don't get it. But so I'm all about, you know, I do nursing cover just because that's what I'm comfortable with. But I do it how you need to do it. Your baby needs to eat, and I shouldn't have to go sit in a bathroom, and no woman should have to go sit in a public restroom on a toilet to feed her baby. That's gross. She should feed it wherever
I just
they
did
want.
that.
She did that like last night or 2 nights ago.
I know. I remember I said you can feed her right here.
Yeah, at Liz's birthday party, because
You're probably just more comfortable. Like it's fine, but I just don't think women should feel like they have to do that.
if it had been just my family, I would have felt that way. But and also like I'm that weirdo that when my baby's nursing, I kind of like to look at her.
Yeah.
You know, and I like to have that connection.
not
So
weird.
like covering her up like in public and feeling like it's like, is she latching right? Is she getting what she needs?
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to go. I went into the bathroom. I didn't sit on the toilet. I just stood.
Yeah.
But I breastfed in the bathroom.
So whether you want to cover your boob and breastfeed, or whether you just want it out there, or whether you want to breastfeed in a bathroom, or whether you don't want to breastfeed at all, you do you, boo.
You do you, boo. You get it, girl.
I'm just taking this all in over here, knowing that I'm about to go through that very soon.
Yeah.
Do you plan on breastfeeding, Carly?
I plan on it for as long as I can do it. I don't know. Again, I'm going to wing it.
Yeah.
I understand how healthy it is. I know all of these things. But I'm just going to feel out my own body and how long I can handle it.
That's what I used to say too, because I actually used to get super uncomfortable when I was pregnant, and people would ask me because I had never had a child before, and I was like, I just don't know. And I felt like it was very personal to me because I felt a lot of pressure. I'm like, well, now I have
There's
to.
a lot of pressure, a lot of judgment, which we should do. Obviously, this one is running a little long, so we should definitely do a podcast about breastfeeding versus formula at some point. But yeah, there is a lot of judgment surrounding it. And when you've never done it before, yes, you know all the information, but you don't know how you are going to feel. So
yeah. And once you have your baby, you may feel a completely different way too, because that's how I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this was fun. Thank you, Koryn, for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Tell us where, if anybody wants to contact you, where they can get in contact with you with any questions or...
Sure. Okay. Well, my website is organicallymodified.com, and I'll have all my contact information on there.
Awesome.
Or on Facebook. I have my organically modified page on Facebook, so you can also go on there and like message me through that.
Cool.
Perfect.
Sweet. So if you guys out there have any questions that you want us to answer, any episodes that you think would be fun, or anything personal for us, you can tweet us, or you can find us on our Facebook page, Babes and Babies, or on our Instagram accounts. Mine's eSandos.
Jade Liz Roper.
Carly Wad.
That's my favorite one. I know.
It's just the way
So
you say
stupid.
it.
My brother's like Zach Wad. I don't know. Denton Wad. Elizabeth Wad. It's so dumb. It's like a family. It's really dumb.
Family
you
of
guys.
wads.
Right. Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for coming on the show, and
We'll see you next week.
yeah.
See you next week.